Hi, I'm Jochem. I'm a student at UCR. I'm majoring in physics, mathematics, and cognitive science. And my senior project involves creating a model of neuronal cultures. Since I want to follow a research-oriented program after UCR and perhaps pursue a career in academia, some of my lecturers advised me to organize an internship. Therefore, I got into contact with the Computational Neuroscience Group at the University of Amsterdam, led by Dr. Jorge Mejias. He generously offered me to join one of his projects with the Synaptic Computation Lab at the Center of Neuro, Genomics, and Cognitive Research. The brain consists of billions and billions of neurons. Most of these can be classified in either excitatory or inhibitory neurons. Excitatory neurons have a stimulating effect on the neurons they're connected to. This stimulating effect causes the memory potential of these neurons to get closer to a certain threshold. When this threshold is reached, the neuron would fire an action potential. These are electrical currents for which the neurons communicate. Inhibitory neurons, on the other hand, they cause the memory potential to go further away from the threshold. This creates some sort of feedback mechanism and disperses the activity in the brain. When neurons grow in culture, they exhibit synchronized spiking activity. The synchronized spiking activity is basically when the whole network fires together at the same time. This activity can be quantified by the time between the burst, the interburst interval, and the coefficient of variation, which is a measure for how regular these bursts occur. The goal of my senior project is to create a model of thickly integrated and fire neurons that would reproduce the results recorded by the Synaptic Computation Lab in neuronal cultures. Therefore, this project is more in the fields of mathematics and physics than it is in cognitive science. My work on my senior project mostly involves programming for this model, playing around with some parameters to get a good feel for it, and having meetings with my external supervisor, Dr. Jorge Mejias from the University of Amsterdam through Zoom, where we discuss some of my progress that I've made with my model. We also discuss some of the problems that might have arisen and some experimental questions that I could research with my model. I also have biweekly meetings with my supervisor here at UCR, who is a professor in mathematics called Dr. Richard van den Doel. There we discuss mostly the part of the senior project, which is the writing and the methodology section. My model is already shown to be able to reproduce some of the experimental data from a former study, and I'm currently working on the new data that I've gotten from the Synaptic Computation Lab. However, the results already seem very promising.